Hello, this is the solution video for Objective 11 of the 2021 SANS Holiday Challenge. And this objective includes pcap analysis, and the terminal challenge for this one is learning about Strace and Ltrace. So let's get right into it. And if you look at the objectives, you will see that this is a lower difficulty level objective, only 2 Christmas trees, and it says a human has accessed the Jack Frost Tower network with a non-compliant host. Which 3 trolls complained about the human? Enter the troll names in alphabetical order separated by spaces. Talk to Tinsel Upa Tree in the kitchen for hints. So let's get to the destinations. And I need to go to the kitchen in KringleCon, and we have the little elf here. Oops, I accidentally clicked on my badge. Let's see what the elf has to say. Hey, I'm Tinsel Upa Tree. Say, do you know what's going on next door? Yeah, there's a conference. I'm a bit worried about the whole Frostfest event. It feels a bit ill-conceived somehow, nasty even. But regardless, on the point of what do you know about tracing processes in Linux? Before this challenge, I did not know about it much. Rebuild this here, Cranberry Pi, that runs the terminal challenge here. Do you think you can use Strace and Ltrace, help rebuild the missing config? So there's a broken binary in this terminal challenge, and you need to use these 2 tools to figure out what it expects and try to reconstruct the configuration file. Would like help. Some of our favorite children enjoy sweets, fun, goodness again. Yes, it's definitely a noble cause, so we need to fix the sweet dispenser machine, or I don't know what is it exactly. So let me just get back to the last bubble here. These bubbles disappear very fast. It would be nice if it disappears when I click on it. Help me, I give you some hints about Wireshark filters. So we solve the challenge and we get some hints for the objective. There's a dishwasher here, and I'm not sure what kind of kitchen device that is, but let's get to the terminal part. We'll see if this is a stable one. Looks good. Please, we need your help. The cotton candy machine is broken. It's probably cotton candy. So we need to fix that machine on the kitchen desk, and then this is the controller for it. I got it. I'm slowly putting it together. So replace the SD card in the Cranberry Pi that controls it. Reinstall the software. Now it's complaining that it can't find the registration file. Perhaps you could figure out what the cotton candy software is looking for. All right, let's see what we have here. Make the candy. That's the name of the binary. Perfect. And it says unable to open configuration file. Now, what configuration file, you might ask? And this challenge is about using tracer programs like Strace or Ltrace. Now first I gave it a try with Strace, and I had to Google some. I think this command might be copied from Stack Overflow. I know, but I tested it, and this was something that helped me for the very first step to reconstruct the configuration file. So I'm going to use Strace here. And I'm just telling what to trace. So any open at, close, read, write, connect, or accept is something that I'm interested in, and then we just pass on the binary that we want to trace. And we see that it's loading some libraries, and then it's looking for, so it tries to open the registration.json file here, but it says no such file or directory. And this gives us a hint that we probably need a file here. So I'm going to just create a file, empty file. Maybe that's all it needs. Try to run the binary. Still says nope. But now, instead of saying unable to open configuration file, it says unregistered exiting. So this is better. And if you try to repeat the same thing, it will not give us anything else to work with. And this was the point where I moved on to Ltrace, and I just tried out this command here. And this immediately will give us the same kind of unregistered exiting message as we saw it earlier. So we're not closer to it, but maybe it expects to have something inside the file. So my next idea was that, okay, I'm just going to put something in there and see if it likes it. Do another Ltrace. And now things are changing because it's trying to look for the term registration, but instead it gets test and then a new line character because we're just doing an echo. All right, that looks promising. So what if I put in the word registration instead of test? Another unstable terminal. So what do I have now? I think the terminal restarted, but we can continue from here. So Ltrace. It's a little bit slow. I do see that one. All right. Now the problem is that we have registration, a new line, but it would like to see instead a column. We can fix that one. It's easy. Do another Ltrace here. And now we're even one step closer. Here we have a new line, but instead we would like to see true. Okay, I can fix that one as well. Wonder if this will make the terminal unstable. So let's put here true. And okay, I'm just checking my notes. I did another Ltrace here. I do know that this is not only going to get us the achievement, but it's also going to launch the cotton candy maker so that all the children can happily eat something very, very unhealthy and get some cotton candy. All right, so this is all for this challenge, but if you never use these tracing programs, it's probably going to require you to do some Googling. I know I had to, at least for Strace, to just get started, but it's a fairly easy one. All right, we have the achievement listed here: Strace, Ltrace, Retrace, and that's actually the cotton candy machine. What do you know? All right, we have the elf here. Let's get those hints. Great, thanks so much for your help. I'm sure I can put those skills and just learn to good use. We're familiar with RFC 3514. That's the evil bit one. ip.flags.rb is one way. And frankly, I think I did this challenge after solving the objective because it was a PK5, so I figured I probably would be able to figure out the solution that way. And I haven't even looked at the evil bit. And search strings using the contains keyword. That's very useful, although I'm not sure I used it for this challenge. But the two things that we get is the evil bit one, which is something that is not used, and if it's said, then the RFC states that the malicious traffic should set this one so that we know it's malicious, and it makes it easier to distinguish. This is more of a joke than anything else. And then we have display filters. I do like the contain ones, and then evil bits with ip.flags.rb. I think I'll not try that one here for the solution videos. I will show the method that I did, but later I plan to do a stream on this, and then I definitely going to see what the the evil bit part is about. Maybe those packets have that one set. We'll see. But what we need to do next is go to the objectives, and this one has a link to a zip file which contains a PCAP. I already downloaded this one and I have it here opened in my Kali. So you will download the Jack Frost Towers-network.pcap file, and looking at like statistics for protocol hierarchy, you will see that this PCAP file has nothing but HTTP traffic, which is really good because it's easy to observe, unencrypted. So this will make our job a lot easier. We also see here a GET request for, this is probably for the complaint form, and we have guest complaint PHP, which means probably that this is how the complaint form gets submitted. We can take a look at the form. We have here a name for clerk. Let me just remove here the bytes, and let's see if I can. I'll do probably a follow TCP stream because it's a ton of fun to read these. Not ideal. I wonder if the new version allows me to. Can double click on this one. So you will have to just bear with me as I scroll back and forth because these messages are absolutely hilarious. So Clog, the troll with the Troy ID 2234, is Gasty for funny looking man in room 1145. And it says for the description part, I carry suitcase to room. I throw bag at bed and miss a little. Miss a little. Man is angry. He says suitcase is scuff. I say his face is scuff. He's more angry and I get no tip. Aww. Poor little chore. So all of these complaints are absolutely hilarious. We're not going to read all of them here because that will make the video quite long. But to narrow down our search, you can use a filter where you just look for post requests. And then we only have, how many? 16 messages. That's fairly easy, and you should be able to get through the messages quite fast. Incredibly angry lady. Is it one of the complaints actually? I think. So there's a complaint for a lady. I don't know, there were several of them. Troll ID. Okay, so this is not one specific. I'm actually not going sequentially here. So, anyways, what I did, I just read through the messages because they're absolutely hilarious, and we're going to reach a point where we see these free messages here. So there's lady in room 1024 and another one for 1024, and at this point you already know that we have two complaints for the same place. None of the other room IDs are the same. You can probably also do a filter for this and try to filter using something like T-Shark. That's also a great idea to see, just to print out the guest info form, and then you will be able to identify the complaints, free complaints going for the same room. But these are the free trolls here. So we have the first one, flood. I'll read this one just for the kick of it. So, lady call front desk complaint employee. why is employee in quotes? Is rude. Say she's insult and want to speak to manager. Send flood to room. Lady say troll call her towels thief. I say stop steal towers if is bother her. Okay, great advice from the troll. Then we have hug. Lady called front desk. I am walking by, so I pick up phone. She is angry, all caps, and chat at me. She say she has never been so insult. I say she probably has, but just didn't hear it. Okay. And then we have the last one. I have never in my life been in a facility with such horrible stuff. So this is the actual the lady accessing the website for the complaints and complaining, even though this is not for the guests but for the trolls. And this is also a longer one, so it kind of sticks out. If you just look at the length one, you will be able to find it and then trace it backwards. So we have 3 toast here, yuck, and then hug, and we also have what is that? Maybe I need to do a frame contains. So let's do a frame contains just for the kick of it, or more like HTTP contains. What is it? This is the room number. Interesting. So this doesn't work. It doesn't narrow down the solutions, but Huck, Flood, and Yuck is the list of trolls, but we need to submit it in alphabetical order. I wonder why my frame contains didn't work. So the alphabetical order for this one would be Flood, then Hug, and then Yuck. Let's try it. Looks good. Submitted. And this was an easier challenge, therefore the 2 Christmas trees. But make sure that you read all the troll complaints, because they're absolutely fantastic. And the person who created this challenge probably had a lot of fun, but I also had a ton of fun reading it. So this was a pretty quick one, even with the terminal challenge, but it's nice that they had some of the easier challenges also towards the end. If you're working sequentially, probably people were jumping around, and this is something that you can solve many different ways. You can use T-Shark as well, you can use even TCP dump if you like, but probably Bioshark is the easiest one. And I took a mental note that I should check also the evil bit part. But that's it for this video. Next one is the objective 12.